What the f? This has me dumbfounded. Well, anyway, this review is about Made in Abyss. Made in Abyss takes place in a world centered around a city called Orth, which is built around a massive chasm known as the Abyss. The Abyss is about 1,000 meters wide and over 15,000 meters deep, though its true depth remains unknown. It's a mysterious and dangerous place, home to some bizarre creatures, ancient relics with unknown powers, and environmental hazards that become more lethal the deeper you adventure. That brings us to Rico, a young and determined cave raider who dreams of becoming a white whistle. Cave raiders are adventurers who explore the abyss to recover rare and powerful artifacts. Their rank is marked by the color of their whistles, ranging from a red whistle, usually given to children exploring the non-dangerous levels of the abyss, up to white whistles. These elite raiders are the only ones who can delve into the abyss's deepest, most dangerous layers. For Rico, this dream is deeply personal. Her mother, Liza the Annihilator, is an infamous white whistle, but becoming a white whistle isn't just about skill. It demands surviving the unimaginable horrors of the abyss. Which brings us to season 1. But before that, this video will be ranked on 6 different metrics: enjoyability, world building, visuals, characters, soundtrack, and emotional impact on a scale of perfect to bad. At the end, I'll give the anime a ranking out of 10. Season 1 kicks things off with this young optimistic cave raider who you know by now is named Rico, exploring the abyss with a friend named Nat, who will not be mentioned again for the rest of this video when a big red thing attacks. Some robot kid saves Rico and we move. Rico secretly brings Robot Boy to her orphanage and electrozes him and gives him the name named after a dog she used to own. The episode continues and the heroes find themselves at the top of the city. This is when a magnificent, beautiful cutscene happens, and I'm already locking in visuals. Perfect. Moving on. Rig is a chill guy. He integrates into life with Rico and her friends and becomes a cave raider. We learn about the Curse of the Abyss, an unexplained phenomenon that punishes anyone who tries to ascend. Returning from the first layer and you'll only feel mild dizziness. From the second layer, it's nausea, vomiting, and headaches. By the 4th layer, it's intense pain throughout your body and bleeding. But go beyond the 5th layer and you face the loss of your humanity or even death. Rico, however, isn't deterred by this curse. Her curiosity about the abyss and her determination to follow in her mother's footsteps drive her forward. We then partake in the Resurrection Festival, a strange tradition in the city of Orth. The festival celebrates the belief that those who descend into the abyss and never return are reborn as new life somewhere within its depths. And then we find out that the Resurrection Festival is for Rico's mother, Liza. Rico's sad about this, or obviously, why wouldn't she be sad? What are you talking about, mate? The leader of the orphanage that Rico's at reveals many things. The first was that Rico was born in the abyss. The second was that a relic brought Rico back to life, as she was born stillborn. Liza carried Rico up the abyss with the one remaining squad member because of them being wiped out due to the harsh conditions. The leader of the orphanage was also Liza's disciple too. Rico's mother, Liza, leaves her some gifts, like a will. Liza gifts some interesting packages to Rico. Oh, and I forgot to mention this earlier, but Rig has memory loss. We find Rig in Liza's notes, leaving everyone massively confused. And then, after all that, Rico finds a note that says, "At the netherworld's bottom, I'll be waiting." Then the black whistle Habu gives Rico Liza's white whistle. Rico is determined that her mother is waiting at the bottom of the netherworld for her. The kids at the orphanage help Rico escape. They wait for Rig, but Rig gets caught. Oh no. Sight got you. Anyway, Rig makes his way to the group and they go past the O block so they can enter the abyss illegally. After some crying, all that, they make it to the first layer of the abyss. After getting some food, they were off to the second layer before anyone can get to them. But just as that happens, there's a silhouette in the bushes. It's Habo, the black whistle that gave Rico Liza's white whistle. This guy's a bit of a weirdo. But he asked Rico if they'd want a tour guide to the bottom of the second layer, but they refused. Still don't know why. There was no real reason to refuse that, but they refused. I'm sure Liza wouldn't have minded a little help on the way to the second level. Harbo warns Rico and Reg about Ozen the Unmovable, who was revealed to be the one that helped Liza carry Rico up the abyss, and is also a white whistle. Harbo still warns them to be cautious around Ozen, and they make their way into the second layer by themselves. In the second layer, Reg hears someone screaming for help, so they go and help him, but there's an animal already eating at his guts. So Reg tries to lure it away, but then Rico says that thing lures creatures in with the screams of its prey. I would say this is where the anime takes a turn from a happy, light-hearted anime to a more darker one, and it only gets darker from here. But wait! Please subscribe. I've been working on this video for like 4 days, and we're only 6 minutes in. It's currently the 26th. And whenever it comes out is when I finish it. So that's how long it took. Please subscribe. While everyone's shocked about that guy getting eaten, Rico gets taken. Reg tries to save her, but these damn birds have coordination. Rico looks like she's about to be fed to the chicks, so Reg has to do something quick. Rico starts vomiting everywhere because of the curse of the abyss. So Reg steps in and goes blah, 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 and then saves Rico. Yeah, the same move he used against Big Red Eye Guy. Rico's like, wow, that's so cool. How did you do that, cool robot guy? And then Red's like, nothing much, honey. And then Rico's like, wow, that hand is so cool. Let's call it the incinerator. And then Reg's like, yeah, whatever you say. And then he faints. And then Reg wakes up to Rico dead. Didn't expect that. Ah, it's a dream. Oh my goodness, I'm so funny. Rico's like a really good cook. I mean, just look at how happy this guy is. After they eat Rico's boss and food, they move on to the Seeker camp. That's where Harbo was gonna take them. And it's also the gateway to level 3 of the Abyss. And any red whistles that go to level 3 will not be looked for because it's labeled as a suicide. So if they can get past there, they're safe from anyone trying to get to them. Rico, with her vast knowledge of the Abyss from books and all that, is confused as to why the gondola isn't lowering for them. Apparently there's meant to be someone on duty 24 hours, 7 days a week. So Reg boosts his arm up there, but then someone's holding his arms. The one holding his arms is Ozen the Immovable. Wow, how cool is that? Ozen lets go of Reg's arms. Ozen lets them in, and this girl we saw by the telescope is also looking there a bit scared. Rico thanks Ozen for saving her, and then Ozen says some useless stuff like, I should have left you there. Don't worry, I can look past that. The girl with the blue hair shows Rico and Reg around, but the girl's actually a guy. Shocker. His name is Maruluk. They all go to sleep together, but Rico has to wake up, of course she does. And while she's looking for the toilet, she sees this dead thing. She gets scared and runs away. Ozen-sama is woken up by all of this nonsense and takes Rico to her room. On the way there, she reveals that Liza is dead. Now, I forgot to mention this earlier again, but Ozen was the one that found the sealed letter with the will that was there, and that she found Liza's stuff at a grave on the 4th layer. Rico brings out the note that Liza left, but Ozen says that's not her handwriting. We follow Ozen into her chamber, and we see the relic that saved Rico. Ozen blows into her white whistle, and the artifact called the curse-repelling vessel opens up. Ozen says that anything put into the curse-repelling vessel still gets affected by the curse of the abyss and dies. The only thing that happens is that it just starts moving. So we're left to wonder how Rico was alive. Also, this scene is pretty dark, and Ozen is highly mean, but it's hard to replicate that into words. So you've given me enough watch time already. Just go and watch the anime. Unless you skipped it, you twat, watch the video. Ozen says that she put some of the meat she used to cook dinner in that little thing, and half of it started moving, and that's what Rico saw. Ozen says, I despise you, Rico. And then Reg's like, hey, don't say that about my girl. Then they get into into a big skirmish. Ozen absolutely dominates, of course, knocks Rig out and all that. When Rig wakes up, Rico's by his side, like, meh. And it turns out Ozen was just testing them. Fair enough. Ozen says that she's gonna train the kids. She says that in Liza's grave there was no bodies, and that Liza's likely waiting for her at the bottom of the netherworld, like the note says. Then Ozen's backstory with Liza gets revealed. They seem to be pretty close in the backstory. Then Ozen puts the kids in the woods for 10 days so they can get some training in. Cut back to Ozen's backstory. Wow, some pretty fun times with Liza. So cool. Oh, she got married. Damn, why are you so mad? Oh, Liza just gave birth and the husband died. Wow, Rico's alive. How cool. Oh, let's go. Oh my goodness. The kids make it 10 days in the forest. Ozen tells the deepest, darkest secrets of the abyss, which we don't need to know because I'll just tell you when we get to them. The kids are allowed to leave to the third layer, and Marulu gets all sad and crying with an amazing soundtrack, which will not be ranked yet. Cut back to the Ozen backstory again. Wait. What's that? What am I feeling? Something's tingling in my bones. What is it? It's Liza reveal! I mean, I would make another edit, but there's not enough material. The kids get to the third layer. If Rig uses his incinerator, he'll pass out in 10 minutes. So he uses it. Now with that 10-minute timer on, big red thing appears again. They manage to escape to a semi-safe place, and Rig faints. Rig asks Rico to stay there until he wakes up. What does Rico do? Not that. Rico gets eaten by this random thing trying to find food. She manages to escape at the end. After finding an opening, there's a big ass staircase she has to climb. She sees all the kids from her orphanage, then Harbo, and then look at that. The person waiting at the top is her mom. Liza takes Rico up to the surface, and everyone's so happy. Woohoo! Rico was returned. But then Rico has to go and ruin it by asking where Rig is. Liza says that they left him down there, so Rico gets teleported out of this hallucination to go back to Rig. Oh no, it's Big R Red Thing again. Luckily, Rig wakes up and kills the Big R Red Thing once and for all. Wow, and look at that, they've already made it to the 4th layer. In the 4th layer, Rig says he feels someone's presence. Exploring a bit more, and this big spiky porcupine thing appears. It's killed hundreds of cave raiders and has poisonous spikes. Rig evacuates the scene, but porcupine thing is chasing them. Porcupine thing kicks away Liza's pickaxe, which is basically just the incinerator, but you don't get passed out. Rig pulls out the umbrella, but what is that gonna do? And then damn. Rig almost gets killed while in shock. Yeah, me too when this scene first came up. Oh, well, actually, it was kind of a later scene. But we'll get to that. Rig decides the only way to escape is to go up. And after some truly masterful voice acting performances, Rig decides to go up. And I think you know which scene shocked me. Well, the effect of ascending from the 4th layer isn't the scene I'm shocked about, because the only thing it does is get the poison out. Nah, I literally just got you again. Oh my days. I don't think I can show that on YouTube. If it wasn't dark already, well then it is now. Well, let's lighten up the mood. Happy music for the rest of the video. I don't think I can show any of these scenes, so I'm just gonna explain what happens in a nice way. Oh, look, there's a happy woman with ketchup on her face. And she's got a swollen arm because of a unlucky bee sting that she got. And then the robot boy has to break it so that she can be better again. And then the beast that stung her hand came to apologize. Robot boy starts crying because of a chili he ate on the way there. And he's really cold, so that's why he's hugging her. And then Nanachi appears. Come on! Nanachi the goat! I hit it one more time. If you don't know who Nanachi is, just remember, the goat! The goat takes Rico and Rig to their hideout and reveals that she's a furry. The only furry I will ever like! Rig rests Rico on the bed and Nanachi does Nanachi things. Heals her up, and now they just have to wait until she wakes up. The presence Rig felt at the start of the 4th layer was Nanachi, so she was watching them the whole time. And then they go... Unfortunately, I've decided to leave the video there. I do not want to talk about Meti. yet. This video has been so long to record, so I thought I might as well get it out early. I expect there to be about 3, maybe 4 parts to this. Comment the word water bottle if you made it this far. Editor. Don't expect the next part to be out for a while. This video is a lot different than my last one, so let me know if it was trash, good, awful. It took me a while to write the script for this, because coming up with stories naturally is kind of hard for me. I'm not the best at English, but I tried something new then. Rather than just saying what was on my mind, I just wrote a script. I abandoned it about 6 minutes in, if you noticed. I also wanted to thank everyone for the support on the last video. I don't expect this one to get any amount of the same amount of views that one did, but, you know, hope it does. Tried my best. Thanks for watching.